Good morning. Yeah, this is the congregational song. Yeah. So I'm going to get you involved a little bit. I love those two songs you guys picked. Fantastic. We all kind of know them too. It's fun. Well, this is one you don't know, and this song is called "Feet on the Ground," and it's about really kind of embodying the principles that we're learning, getting our feet on the ground in what we're learning. So, can I invite you to put your feet on the ground? Would you stand up where you are? And the words are very simple. It's put your feet on the ground, and then be in my heart and have connection. That's all the words you need to know. It's not going to be on the screen. So let me get you first to a rock to your right and clap, to your left and clap, to right, clap, left, clap. Just keep that going. Put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground, sing with me. Put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground, be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart again. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. Okay, that was part one. Here comes part two. So we're singing about connection, right? So I want you to find a partner and face them. Just keep rocking and clapping, but face a partner and look in their eyes and have a little bit of connection with somebody. Here we go. Ready? Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart again. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. Thank you.
That was fun.
Yeah. Lots of fun. Now we settle down to our daily word. The word being compassion. Whether in my community or across the world, many people face hardships. As a member of the human family, I am inspired to undertake compassionate action, and help however I can. Sometimes just a prayerful thought or simple blessing can make a powerful difference in someone's life. Other times, I may be able to take direct action. I may listen to someone deeply as they share the concerns of their heart, or I may volunteer to drive them somewhere or complete errands for them. Regardless of the form my compassionate action takes, I am motivated to be of sacred service, to bring the love and care of God into manifest through my decisive action. Matthew 14:14, when he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them and cured their sick. So please say with me our daily word, Actions of loving compassion build my strength.
Look, it's me. So we're going to use this song to lead into a time of meditation. And the words are very simple. I'm sure you've heard them before. Be still and know, I am God. So I'll ask you to add your voice once we get singing. It'll start soft, build up big, come back down soft, and then we'll go into silence a moment. Just feel what we've sung about in the silence. And after that, I'll lead a little guided meditation. So let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath in. Be still and know I am God. Will you sing with me? Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. You can sing a harmony if you want to. Be still and know I am God. 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 Be still and know that God presence be still and know the I am. And in that stillness, remember the presence is always with you. It's just ours to be still and to know that. Be still and know. What if that were the remedy to every situation? When you feel a challenge, could you just be still and know? Come back to center. Come back to the I am. Come back to that innate stillness that lives in you. Be still and know. You always have a place of stillness at your center, a place of peace. And you can bring that to any situation. Be still and know. And as you look out through your eyes into your world, it doesn't matter so much what you're looking at as where you're looking from. It doesn't matter so much what you're looking at as where you're looking from. And you look from that stillness. You look from peace. Be still and know. We all carry that presence at our center. It's just ours to stop and to know. And so it is, and so we are. Amen. Storms will come and storms will go. It's not always fun, but then you'll know how to be free and let life prove you only are free when you let things move. Storms will come and storms will go. It's not just stand in the wind and let things blow you away and cleanse your soul. You're willing to say what you can't control. And then you fly on the wind, and then you soar into your beginning, and then you sail on the wind, and then you dive into your beginning. Into your beginning. Storms will come and storms will go. It's not always fun, but then you'll know how to be free and let life prove you only are free when you let things move. And then you fly, fly on the wind, and then you soar into your beginning, and then you sail, sail on the wind, and then you dive into your beginning. Into your beginning, into your beginning, into your beginning. Storms will come. Thank you. We got it? Okay. That was really interesting for me because I think I meditated you so much. Almost everyone's eyes were closed during the entire solo I just sang. That's interesting. That's fun. I guess I took you somewhere, so I'll take that. I've been thinking about what kind of pun can I come up with today about the Super Bowl. So here's what I worked up in the front row here. Those who mostly want to fly high are chiefly eagle-like. Everyone groan. That's what you're supposed to do to a pun, is groan. Okay. Well, it's nice to be here. I was just chatting with Davey at the beginning and recalling that I have been with your congregation before, but only when none of you were here. It was in the mid-'80s. I was a different location, and Les Saunders was the minister. So, anyone remember Les Saunders? Did anyone know him? Yeah? Yeah. So, I'd sung at a regional conference at, I think it's Kulakwa Springs, something like that, and also was here on part of that tour in the mid-'80s. So, it's nice to be back, such as it is. My talk today is called, it's not up on the thing, it's called Flow, Flow, Flow Your Boat. Subtitle, Trust is Not a Dream. So flow, flow, flow your boat. Trust is not a dream. And I want to look at ways that trust has really shown up in my life and how we can all step into it more deeply. But I love starting with a joke, so as if the pun wasn't enough, here's a little joke for you. So, and I actually wish Reverend David could hear this. He'll hear it at some point. So this is about two guys on a Sunday afternoon, and they've got nothing to do. And one of them owns a little private plane, a little two-seater, and they decide they're going to go out over the ocean for a couple of hours to kill some time on a Sunday. And they've been out about an hour, out over the water, and suddenly they have engine trouble. Now on the way down, they discover the radio is broken. They can't even call for help, but they make a safe emergency landing on a little strip of land in the middle of the ocean. And they finally get out of the plane. They're on this little beach, and one guy is just so nervous about the whole thing, and the other one is extremely calm. And so the first guy says, "Oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We can't call for help." And the second guy says, "Well, just relax. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Just trust it's going to work out." "What do you mean? We have no food. We have no water." Well, and the other guy says, "Well, listen, just trust. Just relax. Something you may not know about me is that back home, my investments, I'm earning like $10,000 a week. Who cares? We need to call for help. What are you talking about?" And the calm guy says, "Well, maybe you're not getting what I'm saying. I bring in $10,000 a week, and I tithe 10% of that to my Unity Church. And I know my minister will find me. Someone tell David to watch that back. Okay. Well, the first story I want to share with you also has to do with an airplane. I fly a lot, and I've been doing this for 40 plus years, music and talks and all of that. And a lot of my travels have brought me to Italy many, many, many times. In fact, now I'm leading tours to Italy. Who would like to go on my next tour to Italy? Okay. But in this case, this will be my 60th time flying to Italy this April, taking a group. But this event happened maybe 15 years ago in Sicily. I was singing for a weekend intensive in Sicily, and I'd done it several times with this group. And at the end, we were settling up. I was settling up with the organizer. She paid me my fee, and this is where I would submit my miscellaneous expenses. In this case, it was $90, and so I submitted that, as I always did. However, this time she said, well, we're not going to pay that anymore. And my stomach kind of went, and it's like, and I was about to say something when I heard this voice, this inner voice that said, just let it go. Let it go. And it said, there's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. Just let it go. And so I did. I quieted my tongue. I didn't say anything. I thanked her, went on my way, got to the Palermo airport, short flight to Rome, changed terminals, and then getting in line for my 9-hour flight back to the U.S. Now, I fly with American Airlines a lot, and as a result, they had given me this free upgrade to business class. So I knew I had a business class seat reserved. It's nice, cushy, big, and very pleasant for 9 hours. So I get to the gate where I'm going to check in. It was when this paper boarding passes, get my boarding pass, and then get on the plane. So I'm there 45 minutes before departure, sixth in line. I should be pretty good. Well, there's kind of chaos in the terminal, and 10 minutes passes, I'm still sixth in line. Another 10 minutes passes, and I'm fifth in line. I'm starting to think, well, this is going to work out, right? And finally, I get to talk to the gate agent at the time of departure, and she says, I'm sorry, sir, but your business class seat is no longer available. So again, it's like, okay. It didn't work out again the way I thought it was supposed to. And so she said, if you must have a business class seat, there might be one on tomorrow's flight. There's one flight a day, or the next day. Well, I'm not going to wait around, the airport for that. But then she said, we do have a seat for you in coach if you'd be willing to take it. It's an aisle seat. And if you'd be willing to take it, American Airlines will compensate you for your troubles. We'll give you flight vouchers for future flights in the amount of $3,000. And I kind of looked down and shuffled my feet and said, well, I guess that would be okay. Wow, $3,000. And so I got on the flight. It was fine. I fly coach most of the time anyway, and had a great flight, and even ran into somebody I hadn't seen in 5 years back there. And about an hour into the flight, it dawned on me, do you see what happened that day? Earlier in the day, the voice said, just let go this $90. There's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. And about 4 hours later, I'm catching $3,000 coming in. And these flights support my work because churches don't always pay to fly me around. So this was the universe saying, yes, keep doing your work. And I also wonder if I had squeezed on the hose, the garden hose of saying, no, I need the 90, if I'd just gotten, I wonder if this would have happened. Because, there's a great quote in A Course in Miracles, the cost of giving is receiving. Whatever energy you're putting out, that's what you're receiving. So if I'd squeezed over here, I wonder how this would have played out, if something else would have happened. Trust would settle every problem now is a wonderful quote from A Course in Miracles. Trust would settle every problem now. Can we say that together? Trust would settle every problem now. Let's do it again. Trust would settle every problem now. I've lived with that quote for 40 years. And it was only about 4 or 5 years ago, a new light dawned on me about that phrase. And I realized why it works. Trust would settle every problem now because as soon as you trust, it's not a problem. You get that? It's like this, it's so simple and yet so brilliant. As soon as we step into trust, as soon as I said to that organizer, as soon as I heard and believed there's a bigger plan afoot, you're always covered, so I could let it go. Okay, it's not a problem. I'll just know there's a bigger plan afoot. And wow, there was a bigger plan afoot about 4 hours later. Amazing. I used to travel with an author named Alan Cohen. Does his name ring a bell? He wrote The Dragon Doesn't Live Here Anymore, How to Be as Happy as Your Dog. One of my favorite titles he wrote was Joy is My Compass. What a great reminder just to follow your joy. Let that be your north arrow. And so we used to travel a lot together. I would do his music. He did workshops and retreats. This was late 80s, early 90s. And I remember from the stage him doing this with an audience once. He invited you to curl up your forefinger and your thumb just to look through a little pinprick. Will you do this with me? Just kind of roll it up tight and just look around the room through this little pinprick. And what he said was to the audience, he said, of all the things happening in life, this is about how much you can see. And then he said, unfurl your fingers. And he said, this is how much God sees. And the weird joke we're playing on ourselves is we're trying to control everything based on this much information. Do you get that? You get what a joke it is on yourself? And he also said, are there any general managers of the universe in the audience? I know I've been one off and on many times. So are you ready to resign your position based on thinking you know what's going on with this much information? It's crazy what we try to do. You know, we talk in Unity about divine order. You know, can we really step into believing it? There's a bigger plan afoot, you're always covered. Why don't we claim that as an I statement? There's a bigger plan afoot, I am always covered. Let's say that. I've never done this before, but I like it. So there's a bigger plan afoot, and I'm always covered. Let's do that again. There's a bigger plan afoot, I'm always covered. And we can't always see it. You know, we don't know what's going on. We don't know the big picture. We got this to work with. We have to trust. We have to trust. I wrote a song many years ago. The chorus kind of speaks to this. It says, in time, we see the working out. And we find there's peace there. And you've seen this. Like, think of some mess you were in 5 years ago. And when you're in it, it's like, what is this for? I don't know how this is going to work out. But then you saw, oh, this had to happen because it led to that and led to that. And you kind of see, oh, there was a bigger plan you didn't see at the time, right? Does that sound familiar? Well, take that principle and apply it to whatever mess you're in this week. And just know it's going to find its way. I mean, my divorce was one of the worst things that happened to me like 30 years ago. And wow, I'm so glad it happened because now I see what it led to. I'm actually happily married now versus that was okay, you know. Yeah. Well, I remember someone talking about how no one lets go of things without claw marks. You know, no one lets things out of their lives without claw. I think I was putting claw marks all over that marriage. Like, no, don't leave, don't leave. It's like, it wasn't right. It wasn't right. I didn't see it at the time. Trust would settle every problem now. I have a friend from the first Unity church I went to, which was in Houston. It was a large church, and I got involved in the music program there in the early 80s. And one of my buddies, a friend I made there, was named Springborn. He's one of these one-name people, you know, Madonna, Cher, Springborn. But very, very fun. I would say Renaissance man. He was into everything, arts, theater, music, brain research, architecture. He just loved life and wanted to explore everything. And he was good at it. And I remember we were chatting one evening during a rehearsal. And we were just off to the side. And he said this thing to me, which will always stick in my mind. He said, you know, Charlie, what I love doing? I love putting myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance. Isn't that a great line? I love putting myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance. Ignorance is not stupidity, it's just what we don't know yet, right? That's where the adventure is, isn't it? That's where out on the boundaries, out on the borders of things we haven't explored yet. You know, if you're always doing what you've always done right here in this little safe area, where's the adventure in that? Where's the awakeness? And where's the need for trust? You know, this is where you need trust when you're taking leaps. So that's where you want to step into trust and know that you can. Where you're stretching, growing, I remember a minister in Denver once, he said, if you're green, you're growing. If you're ripe, you're rotting. We don't want to be ripe yet, do we? Keep that finding the green places. Where can you stretch? I'm saying a lot of stuff I wasn't planning on saying. This is fun. It's fun for me. Another great quote in A Course in Miracles: I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. That implies trust too. It's like show up. If a friend calls, hey, can you come over? I need help. Show up. You don't know what you're going to say. Just be present and know it will be given to you. Showing up, that's the primary objective. Just get there, be present, trust, somehow you'll be used. You'll be communicated through. I have a naturopath friend who said something to me that was on the very physical level. I noticed it's also metaphysical. And this one line changed my life, honestly. And she simply said, we were just talking about my health, she said, the body loves circulation. Simple. And you hear it, yeah, that rings true. The body likes to flush and clean and cleanse and circulate and just keep things running instead of just stagnant like a stagnant pond. The body loves circulation. And what that got me doing was walking every day, just getting in a good walk. Oh yeah, that's great. That makes so much sense. Let's just keep things flushed through. The body loves circulation. When she said that to me, I weighed about 200 pounds. Now I weigh about 178. It didn't happen overnight, but it's just been a kind of a maintenance program. I feel so much better. The body loves circulation. It's simple. And you don't need a gym to go walking, except maybe in the summer. So walk around your living room in the air conditioning. But I also noticed that on the metaphysical level, the interpersonal level, relationships love circulation. We need to keep things clear and cleaned out and not gunked up in our relationships. And a metaphor came to me, which is maybe gross, so forgive me if it is, but when I've had the flu in the past, you'll usually find me hugging the tile floor in the bathroom, just trying to stay cool. And often, when I'm down there, my stomach wants to let go of something, we'll say, okay? But I don't. I don't want to go through that experience. That's horrible. If I can just hold on, can I just stay down here and get past it without having to do that? But if I would just let it go, I'd feel so much better. You know that feeling? It's like, just let it, just do it. And the body loves circulation. Well, now in relationships, sometimes I've been one of these don't rock the boat people. Like, let's say there's some issue we really should talk about, and my thought is, can I somehow creep around it without ever having to bring it up or say anything or mention it, and then it'll all just go away? Do you know that feeling? Can we just not talk about it, and it'll just somehow disappear magically? When really, if we would just talk about it, clear the air, and it's like, wow, open space again. Energetically. And it comes down to trust, doesn't it? And you know what the crux of it is? That I can trust that our love is greater than any issue that might come up. And that can be scary, to step into that trust. Wow. Scary. And the benefits, the treasure at the end of that little walk, openness, freedom, it's off your chest, it's off your shoulders. Trust can settle every problem now. As soon as you trust, it's not a problem. And maybe it'll be a mess, but shouldn't love be greater than any issue that came up? Wouldn't you want that to be true? I want to come back to, I talked about worry. I do not need to worry about what to say or what to do. I heard a great quote from Mark Twain, and he said he'd proven that worrying works. You got to love Mark Twain. He proved worrying works. He said, and here's why. Because pretty much everything I ever worried about never happened. Yeah. I'm going to share one last experience that I had, and this was at a church in San Jose. It was a CSL church, and I was doing music, and the senior minister was giving the talk, and he stood up, and it was kind of enticing. His opening line, he said, "You know, congregation, I have a confession I need to make to all of you." And we're all suddenly sitting on the edge of our seat. Oh, this is going to be juicy. What's he going to confess? And he said, "Here's my confession." He said, "Pretty much every Sunday, I've been giving you the same talk." He said, "Yeah, I mean, I've had to figure out a different way to say it, but really every Sunday, I'm always saying three things." And this is what they were. He said, "These are the three things. Everything is God. This includes you. Act accordingly." Isn't that good? Everything is God. This includes you. Act accordingly. Can we say that as an I statement? Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. Let's do that. Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. Let's do it one more time. Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. So as we step into that mindset, into that awareness, into that consciousness, if everything is God, and this includes me, then I'm actually rising into a consciousness of divine order. I'm living in and from divine order. And it's like trust is built in. It's even beyond the need for trust if my life is all about I'm living in the knowledge of divine order. Do you see that? You don't even need trust at that level. You need trust when you're down in this world of separation, of a good, bad, attack, defend, the duality. When we really rise to everything is God, this includes me, and I act accordingly, we've even transcended the need for trust. We are trust, we are beyond trust. And that's where we truly flow our boats. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry. Would the ushers please come forward, and could we have the slides so we can say our blessing? Put your offering in your hand. If you want, place it over your heart and repeat this blessing. Divine love moving through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
This song is called Letting It Fly, and it's kind of about the same idea I was just talking about, just letting it go, just being able to fly with it. You'll hear the opening lyrics, letting it go, letting it fly. How can I know if I'll laugh or cry? You jump in the river of life, so now you're a swimmer. It's in your eyes. So, and I love doing this with an echo, so I'll sing a line, then you echo it. So it'll go like, letting it go, letting it go, letting it fly, letting it fly. How can you know if you'll laugh or cry? You jump in the river of life. So now you're a swimmer. It's in your eyes. With your arms open wide, you are shining inside, and you look with the eyes of your soul. It's a choice that you make with each breath that you take, and it's all for the sake of your soul. When you were younger, your head in the clouds. Did you ever wonder how things would play out? Now that you're older and so much you've done, does it ever feel like you've just begun? With your arms open wide, you are shining inside, and you look with the eyes of your soul. It's a choice that you make with each breath that you take, and it's all for the sake of your soul. Letting it go, letting it fly. You let it fly. So, I know I want to invite you in about half an hour. We're going to have a little 1-hour concert in here. So I invite you to come back after a little coffee. And I'd mentioned my Italy trip. So if you're curious, interested, there's another one in October. My April one's full, but there's one in October. You can plan ahead, and there's a flyer on the table. I have some CDs of my music. The first one's $15. After that, they're all $5 each. And then last